Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Latched podcast. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, the Latched podcast is a podcast for you all. We talk about all things motherhood, a little bit of Latched Mama stuff, not really, but we just kind of hopefully help you feel seen weekly or bi-weekly, I think, right now, as we come together and talk about our mess of lives. Sometimes we have guests. This week we don't. This week we're just going to talk about the transition to summer.
You're listening to Latched Mama Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Wirt, busy mom of 6 and owner of LatchedMama.com. Join us each week as we talk about pregnancy, breastfeeding, postpartum, and all things motherhood.
Did you like that? Hi, how are you?
Uh-huh. Our vibe, this right
Guys,
now.
I still have a bathing suit on
this
right now.
is
At work.
I don't know what I threw on. I'm not sure whether it looks like a rag, but this is just to set the stage.
We're a hot mess. For those of you guys who do not know, I'm Melissa. I'm the owner and founder of LatchedMama.com, which is a nursing and maternity clothing line. But more importantly, it is an online community for moms who are trying to find their way in community and connection and all of those fun things. In my journey in Latched Mama land, I came across the sweet Lindi over here a handful of years ago. And now we're besties, and she's a creative director here at Latched Mama. She keeps everything moving. Hopefully clothes coming to the warehouse. Whew, we're in a little bit of an inventory bind at the moment, but we have stuff on the way, which is good. So we all can eat. And our kids can continue to do all of these activities that are driving us off the wall crazy at the moment.
Yep.
So school here ended for us last Friday. So we are a full 10 days in. I don't feel like my life is getting back to normal. I still feel like I am in a total tornado right now. How are you feeling?
I miss school a little bit. I know. I think it's just the schedule. You know, you're so used to one thing, and I'm used to these 3 bus times that I had, and it just becomes like ingrained. And now all of a sudden you're switching schedules. You might be adding an activity, which in our case we are. And somehow my kids are in sports that they're not 8-week sessions. They just continue to go. So we just add another daily thing into our lives. And the morning times are all different. I'm used to the bus times. These are different times. So
I feel like maybe the first week or so of summer is like really fun, and we like do craft projects and we play in the sprinkler and we bake and stuff. But then it's like the first week ends, and it's kind of like when you grow up and you get your first real person job, like your first job out of college, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be working until retirement. Like, this is what life is. Like, suddenly we all come to terms with the fact, oh wow, this is the next 8 weeks. Like, and we have so much. And then you're like, but we're going to the theme park this way, or we're going to vacation this day, or whatever. But it all weighs on you because you're the person who has to get all of the stuff together and the packing and all the things. So for those of you who are overwhelmed, it is amazing and wonderful to find joy in the moments, but also it is okay to feel overwhelmed. And that is 100%. The purpose of this podcast today, is we're going to talk to you about maybe some of our tips and tricks that we've learned over the decades of parenting about how to get through these days. I have one off the bat. Do you want to hear it?
Hit me.
Add popsicles to every grocery order. Just the Outshine popsicles, just get on the delivery plan. And just when a child is melting down, especially my 2.5-year-old right now, I just ask him if he wants a pop. And all is right in the world. And he just goes, he probably eats a box of Outshine popsicles himself every day. And you know what? I'm okay with that, because we're all right.
Do you have them come daily?
We have them come an awful lot, and I keep them in the drawer in the garage that has the bottom drawer. Yeah. And he just goes and he gets one. And then, whenever I go with him, it's like this whole big thing, because I never get the right color, and I give him the options, and I'm like the gentle, kind, like patient parent, and till I'm not. So he goes and he gets his own popsicles for the most part. And he's allowed to have as many as he wants to have.
I like it,
because they make the world go round.
My kids also like the fudgesicles.
Okay. Those are a little messy.
Little messy,
me over
like
the edge
my older ones do. But yes, we have the Outshine ones.
The home run are the lime Outshine ones, because they can eat them anywhere in the house. If they want to go, like, climb into a closet and like just sit there
They're still
and
sticky.
be like destructive. Yes, they're sticky, but they are clear and they are like the most like disaster, hopefully not, and somebody's gonna tell me they can choke on the stick or something, but like they're pretty low key in terms of
the
stuff.
Popsicles. Then I feel like you'd agree with me, is the water in some fashion.
Water in some fashion, but holy moly, not
little,
water balloons.
Little sprinkler hose outside, a little cheap pool.
Yes.
Or if you're if you have a neighborhood pool, or if you're able to get to somebody else's house, water is
splash pads are super cheap on Amazon now. They did not have that at the beginning of our parenting journey. They didn't have those, I believe, even when you and I were stay-at-home moms.
No, probably not.
But they have them and they're cheap, and we're gonna thank China for bringing them onto Amazon for us. They're like $17 or something. You hook up the hose to it. It actually also, most of them, you don't even have to have an air pump. The water itself blows up the splash pad. It's actually a game changer.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
We used that little one at the
photo
photo shoot.
shoot. Yep.
Very inexpensive.
Just a reminder too, if you do have a little pool, this is just my PSA. Babies can drown in very, very, very low amounts of water, so be careful. But yeah, anytime you can incorporate water into play. If you're having one of those mornings where the world feels like it's ending and you're overwhelmed and no coffee's curing it or whatever, try to get outside. That is like my number one thing. If you can try to just go outside with your cup of coffee and give them even just like a mixing bowl full of water and ice, most kids are going to figure out a way to add rocks to it and sand, and then they're messing and they're having fun and whatever. It like has saved my day most of the time.
A favorite of ours is just paintbrushes and water.
Yeah.
Like a legit, like you'd go paint the wall type paintbrush.
Yep.
That's a lot of fun with just water outside because it dries super quick and then they just keep drawing. And it's like
awesome.
Not like messy.
Yeah.
So we have a couple in our pool bag. So they're like the ones at the pool with like big paintbrushes.
It's fine. They're related to
and they paint
you.
the side and
That's really cool. I kind of love that.
Yeah.
What else? We outside is key. If you can't go outside for whatever reason, there's always the bathtub and popsicles, bathtub and glow sticks. Always keep glow sticks all summer long. We love them. We love them. They're cheap. You can throw them in the bathtub and turn out the lights.
I just bought a whole bunch.
Yeah, is that why you're
mainly for little shark buddies, which is for our summer swim team, which drives me insane because we got to have how many bags to,
Hold on. Do you have
Do you guys do that?
No.
So they pair up an older swimmer with a younger
swimmer.
That
is the sweetest thing ever.
It's so cute. But when you have a large family and a lot of swimmers, and I don't know any of these kids' names, and they each have to have a little goodie bag to give.
Hold on. Is Gabe classified as an older swimmer?
Yes.
So he has a younger swimmer.
He gets like an 8 and under.
And then your 8 and unders and Nellie?
I don't know where Nellie. Sometimes she gets an older one. Sometimes, the 9 and 10s get a younger one.
Is it different every meet?
Yeah. Oh, no. The whole summer. You have the same buddy. Yes.
That's really sweet.
Yes.
Guys, this is my shout out to summer swim, which I feel like I do all the time. Summer swim team is literally the most fun thing ever. And if your kid can just get like halfway down the pool, go try to make them go, because they get so much stronger throughout the year. And it's really fun. And there's a lot of volunteer hours required. And one night a week will forever not be yours again, but it
just about does me in, like, to be honest, because the 3 practices have now replaced the 3 bus stops every day and the Tuesday nights. But they get they were so excited for the meet, and today they reminded me, Mom, we got to do the Shark Buddy bat. It's tomorrow night. Okay. We got to do the Shark Buddy bags. And I kind of reminded them, I'm like, I've already stocked up on a few things. I get massive big like Gatorade Zero packs. I got a whole ton of glow sticks. The first bag we always put a Sharpie in and like tape a note to it. Like
my heart.
So they get all excited though, but I just want to like buy in bulk for the whole summer because I'll forget. But to your point, it's like they love it and they're like, Mom, I get to pick a treat and sometimes food there. I
love it.
They're so excited.
It makes my heart happy. And it's also my kids swim on the same swim team that I swam on growing up, which is also like really nostalgic and wonderful. So there's swim team. I feel like though, and I think it's probably just more of a big family thing, I can't keep it straight. Like literally we have swim practice in the morning and we're also doing this like my parents are living in our old house. Okay. So the kids the older ones kind of get to decide where they sleep. Which is driving me a little bonkers. So like, it's like, mom, can we sleep at the old house? Mom, can I ride my bike to swim practice? And da 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 da. And do I have to come home tonight? And then I'm like, do I need to talk to their father about whether they come home at night? Because Eric's like, like super dad in the sense that like his kids are like everything in the entire world to him. And it's like this whole big thing. So like that's added like a whole new complexity. But like one of our old nannies, Hannah, who we love dearly, wants to take 2 of the kids to Busch Gardens on Wednesday. So it's like, well, 2 of the kids are going. And then what do I do with the other one who's old enough to realize that they're going? And then Nathan has an indoor soccer game and we were supposed to go to dinner. And Lindi, so this is the best part, is that Lindy's like, hey, okay, so first of all, Lindi and I were supposed to go out yesterday, which was Sunday. And she's like, hey, what time's nap time? Because I had made plans to go out with her at nap time. And I was like, hey, whoops, the kids have a music recital. That is something you just don't forget. You don't forget that they have a music recital. So I bailed on her and she's like, how about Wednesday? I'm going to get a sitter. And I was like, Wednesday is great. Of course I didn't check anything because who has evening plans? I never have evening plans. And so then she comes in and I'm like, hey, about Wednesday. She's like, yeah, I saw N soccer game on your calendar. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, what are we going to do? Are we going to watch him play soccer? And I'm like, maybe. I don't know. And what are indoor shoes? Are indoor soccer shoes the same thing as turf shoes? And what time does he have to be there? And does he need to bring a ball? And what color jersey does he wear? And what is everybody else going to do for dinner? Because Eric has a work thing.
Is it a whole nother team?
Like, oh my gosh.
Is it a whole nother team? Is it like a summer league?
It's like, yeah. So his like coach, his like rec coach takes a bunch of kids and they field an indoor team. And so it was like this really big deal that Nathan's on the indoor team and he's super excited about it. But he keeps asking me what indoor shoes are, which I don't know. Are they, when we were growing up, they were like Sambas. Remember Sambas?
Yes.
Yeah. They were like complete flats. But now these indoor, but when we played indoor, we were playing in a basketball gym. These kids, when they play indoor, they're actually playing in these like inside turf fields. So are turf shoes okay? Are those indoor shoes now? Guys, this is the stuff that I don't have time to Google.
Are those like soft spikes or something?
No, they're like I don't know. Okay. It's simple. Googling it is going to do it. But who has time to freaking do that?
Yeah. I've already left kids. I had a call from Gabe at 8:15 the other day. Or late last week. It's like, is anyone coming? No, in the morning. He's swimming in the morning. He's like, is anybody coming to get me? Like, Ted's like really upset that I'm still here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Ted, you can leave. Like, he's 14 years old. Like,
leave him at the pool.
He's fine. He has a phone and I will be there. And so I forgot him. And then I forgot to wake him up one morning. But like, I'm right in the same boat. And then the other day, so this week's a little wild. Like, my husband's out of town. I've got Nellie at the tech center for a camp. Nora's working a horse camp.
God, how do you keep, like, it's unbelievable.
I don't know. I found some help. But then I'm like, okay, well, Nellie, like, somebody was going to be late. Cause I'm like, I got to pick up Nora. And she's like, Mom, I'm there all day today. Like, just chill. You don't need, just come get me at 6:30. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know where people are.
Yeah.
Like,
it's madness.
I feel you, but I don't have a whole nother neighborhood and house to deal with.
I signed Caroline up for a soccer camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Did not tell anybody. So this is where I go awry. I sign her up and then I didn't disseminate that information to anyone. So I'm the only one holding said information. And I just really hope that they send me an email prior to the start date of the camp, or we're just going to completely miss it.
Because you don't remember what it
completely
was.
Miss it. I mean, I can look it up. in my email.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I really hope it wasn't June. It was July. I'm trying not to do anything in the month of June in terms of camps. Just do it to July.
Yeah.
But come check in with me on July, because I'm not going to know whether I'm going here or there or everywhere or anywhere or anything. It's madness. And then Nathan's like, did you sign me up for that lacrosse camp? He wants to start a whole brand new sport that requires like full garb and gear. And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know what's happening. Alex's bike is broken and needs a new tire. Why doesn't this just be our podcast episode? You guys want to hear all of the weight that is on everything right now?
Yeah.
And we adopted that we haven't adopted the dog. We're still fostering that dog. I should probably find that dog a home at some point.
And I really felt you the other day, because you remember the year that you're like, I'm gonna get the big ass calendar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No. That's Jesse
Hold on.
Eisler's thing. Yes.
So I'm looking at my phone the other day,
Yeah.
and it's going on and on and on, and I'm like, I can't, like, the start time is blending with the end time, and I don't know what's overlapping, and I don't know whose it is because it's all color-coded pink, which is a shared calendar, and I don't, like, do I need to start assigning, like, green and blue? My mom used to have the little, like, handheld flip thing that she would, like, program in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really need a printout right now. I need Melissa. I need Melissa and her big visual calendar right now.
I know.
I felt that so much because it's a lot. But if I don't put it in there, like, I'm never going to know.
And what's crazy about this is, like, all of the random stuff they need for the random things. Yes. Like, and then it's like, you know, tomorrow night's luau night at the swim meet. And I'm like, my mom looks at me this morning. Okay, we're at the pool. Guys, mind you, I'm still in my bathing suit right now from my 5:30 a.m. swim practice. Okay. My mom looks at me. I'm literally writing a chapter of my book. I'm helping edit a chapter of my book at the same time that I'm like trying to get Catherine to put her face in the water so she can actually swim and she doesn't look like she's drowning. And my mom looks at me and goes, have you done anything for the luau yet? And I'm like, yes, Mom. I bought a pig and we're going to roast it out back. No, Mom, we don't have anything for the luau tomorrow and it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
I feel like the summer level, I'm just trying to know maybe where my kid is he where he's supposed to be? But as far as like themes or like, I don't know, extras, like
it's like
that,
you have to feed them.
To.
You have to make sure they have everything they need. You have to make sure that they're eating, like all of this stuff, but then make sure they're like in the right place. And do they have food? And do they have water? And do they have sunscreen? And does Nathan have his laptop for his reading tutor? And what time is Alex's speech? And he's getting his palette situation addressed at some point. I believe that's in June. Thank God Eric does that part. I mean, I got nothing.
Yeah. The one thing I battle though is with the swim team goggles, but that they want to use those at the pool every day. And I'm like time out. Like this swim bag in the morning, I need to know that I can just grab it and there are the goggles you need in it. So I bought double pair. So like one can be like at the pool because you know they just they're done with goggles. We just throw them on the side.
They take them off for the diving board or the slide, and then they just leave them there. Yeah. Benjamin didn't have his goggles for practice. Okay, so today because he left them at the pool, and I believe they're in my pool bag. I don't really know, but then he asked Nathan to borrow his. But Nathan's like, "What happens if I end up at the pool later? I'm not going to see Benjamin, and how am I supposed to get his goggles? I don't know." So, anyways, we're gonna give you guys some tips.
Buy bulk goggles.
Buy bulk. Lindi used to have the famous Speedo Vanquisher goggles on like auto delivery by Amazon.
One every 3 months for Gabe.
That is the best thing ever.
But those are a little expensive. I'm not willing to spend the $20.
Yeah. Try to do a load of towels a day. That's my goal. If I can literally, the towels come home and they should probably just be hung up somewhere.
See, I was going to say we reuse them. I'm like, you need to use them twice. So hang them in the garage. Awesome. Unless they're disgusting or dirty. Cause I'm like, I can't keep up. Yeah. You probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
Every other load is a load of towels or bath towels. I'm like, no, y'all can reuse them if possible.
Double make dinner. So when we grill now, I just double the protein. And so then I know that I have it for salads or we'll put it on a salad and just make them boxed mac and cheese or something like that. That's been like key to keeping my brain where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Buy extra ice trays. If you have a refrigerator that runs out of ice, we have extra ice trays always being made because there's always tiers over the ice situation. I don't know. I have all sorts of silly stuff that just gets us through. Lindi has this amazing thing where she travels with a set of flip-flops for every child in the back of her car, which is wild, but it's
really
amazing.
Just one pair.
One pair, but
just something.
It's great because I know my kids sometimes in the summer will be going someplace and I'm not kidding you guys, forget their shoes. Yep. And I don't always remember to check before we leave the driveway. So having an extra set of shoes, or you could just be like me and just not clean out your car ever. So normally there's an extra set of clothing and an extra towel and a pair of goggles and something in my car at all times, which is great.
I swear inevitably there's like an extra stop in the summer. It's either at a Sweet Frog or like, somewhere where people need to get out of the car. Yeah. I love the summer because we lose the 6 coats, the 6 hats, all mostly socks and the big clunky shoes, but then they just feel like they can go everywhere like half naked without things. Flip-flops.
Our most talked about beach tip 2 is to put even if your kids aren't swim team kids and you're going to the beach, buy swim team jammers for your kids so they don't get chafed by the sand. Even if you cut the liners out of the bathing suits, it still can happen. Or my kids have started wearing chubbies, which are the worst name ever because the whole point of the bathing suit is to make it so they don't. Never mind, but it's
they have the
really
built-in,
cool.
like,
They have
liners.
they have the built-in jammers, and it's so great. And I wish more than anything that they would actually like market to these like kids like 6 to 17 or something who could really. You don't really want to talk to them about the reason why the bathing suits were made the way they are, but they're amazing because they have the built-in jammers underneath them, and then they still look great. And oh, my 12-year-old looks so cute in them.
They shouldn't be that expensive, though.
Oh my god, they're so expensive. Go on Poshmark.
I just
go
know
wherever.
what we bring in here, and it makes me a little like.
Oh, Lindy says
Anyways.
they shouldn't be made. They shouldn't be as much. But if you think about it, it's like 2 pairs of shorts, just like our shirts are almost 2 shirts put together.
True.
And Dick sells them, and I really like Dick's because it's there's a woman CEO.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What
good.
else?
If you wanted to invest in one bathing suit for like your preteen for the summer and you know you're going to the beach, it is worth the investment in my mind. But you have to get the
Agreed.
ones with liners because they also have a less expensive version that does not have the liners. But if you get the ones with the boy shorts or the jammers underneath them, good find. But just make sure you look at the print closely because some of them are inappropriate for
The
children.
adult prints. Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's been like one of our finds. Coconut oil, we keep it everywhere. It like works for not sunscreen, but it works for burns. It works for cuts. It works for abrasions.
Yeah.
We use it on everything.
Agreed.
Your back rows of your minivan can hold cups with apple cider vinegar for potential fruit fly traps if you need them. Don't know. Don't know
wondering
why.
where you were going with that.
Don't know why I know that, other than the fact that my kids have dropped an apple or two or a piece of fruit, and it is rolled underneath the back seat. And we've had fruit flies in the minivan quite a few times, so don't be afraid to set some fruit fly traps in the back and stick them in the cup holders.
Noted.
Yeah, guys, come to us again for wonderful, wonderful summer tips.
Hang in
there. It's fine. Hey guys, and if you forget your kids someplace or the camp counselor calls you or the person calls you, please give yourself some grace. Like literally a million different miles an hour we're all going in different directions, especially if you have more than one child. It doesn't even matter. Even if you just have one and you get distracted by something happening in the summer, just give yourself some grace. We're all a little harried. The heat.
Yeah.
The weather. None of us are drinking
Slow
enough
down.
water.
Eat a popsicle with your kid.
Yeah, eat a popsicle with your kid
Play
and
a
give them
game.
a bucket of water and a paintbrush and just enjoy it. Nothing. Oh, this is the other summer tip that we always get good feedback on. Don't live your summers like everybody else. Like, don't feel like you have to do all of the camps and do all of the things and participate in all the theme nights and do whatever. Like, literally, if your summer looks like a blow up pool in the front yard and like your kid and a thing of water and a paintbrush, I think that's one of the beautiful things that came out of the pandemic is that I feel like in some ways we all kind of lowered expectations of what like we had to do. And I feel like some of those expectations are starting to come back a little bit. But I think we just need to just remember that just lean into your kids' happiness. If they're happy with like a grilled cheese for dinner and like on the front porch and then they eat a popsicle and that's all you do all day, but they are so happy that is like literally winning motherhood. You don't need to do the special crazy things.
I think it was last Friday because they normally have swim in the morning and they were first week of summer. They've gone every day. And I'm like, y'all just want to do like a movie morning?
Yeah.
Like, because they can't do that in school. They'd have like a movie night.
Yeah.
Now we're like, no.
Movie
Don't
morning.
go.
Like sit in the
They
AC.
literally made popcorn for breakfast.
It's
and
awesome.
Movie morning.
Yeah.
So like, do it.
Don't be afraid of
okay.
ice cream for dinner too. Ice cream for dinner is like one of the coolest. Like we do it at least one night in the summer and we just completely surprise them. And hey guys, no dinner tonight. Get in the car. Let's go get ice cream. And it's like, like I'm like the best mom in the entire world. Forget all the other stuff I do throughout the year. It's like literally the night we give them ice cream for dinner and we surprise them and they don't have to eat vegetables or sit at the kitchen table. They get all excited.
Nice.
All right, guys.
All right.
Feel free. We're in Latch Mama Love. Go join it. It's on Facebook. We can talk more about all of the fun things and definitely meet you guys in the chaos of life as a parent during the summer. Bye, guys.
Awesome.